Okay, bye.
Bye. Hello. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Okay. Hi, Naval. Hi, Faisal. Good evening, Sandeep. Good evening, Raj. A very warm and auspicious evening to all of you. I hope you're doing all good. And yes, as usual, on Sunday we come live. So we are here in front of you with another engaging and interesting live session. Tell me in the comment section if you all are excited. Okay. Good evening, Molly. Good evening, Sachin. Good evening, Blissful Bhavna. Yes. Very good evening to all of you. Okay. So, are you all excited for our today's live? Okay. Yes, so to all of those who are joining us for the first time, I'm Shruti. Every Sunday, we come live on EnglishYaari's YouTube channel to address your doubts, to resolve your queries, and we are going to do the same today as well. So, before we jump over to our today's topic for discussion, the reason why we are here is to explain you some of the important takeaways and giveaways with the session. So, whosoever will be active throughout our live session today will get a chance to have a free session with live English expert free of cost at EnglishYaari. So, all I want from all of you is to show your engagement, to show your excitement throughout, and we will be good to go. Are we excited? Okay, so along with me today, I have Miss Shruti, a SETA certified tutor of our family. I hope you all have seen her YouTube videos or you've seen her on our profile, our English Yaari's YouTube channel as well. So she's going to help us today with a common yet interesting topic, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of learnings today. Hello,
Hello.
Miss Shruti,
Hi,
are you there with
Shruti.
us?
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible to us.
Good evening. Good
How
evening,
are you?
Shruti. Good evening, everybody. I've never been better. Very excited, actually, to start with the session and to hear all the queries from
Uh-huh.
different students.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, yes, and even I feel they are excited too. So, dear learners, this time we tried doing something different. Usually, we used to come up with the idea that okay, we'll have a topic, this topic on that topic, but this time we thought, how about we should ask you people which is your interest, and then we'll have a topic. So we dropped a poll in the comment section, and clearly on your demand, you wanted us to talk on common grammatical errors. So we are here to have a word on that topic only.
Yes.
Yes.
I was actually
What about you,
surprised to
Miss Shruti?
see
Are you
the.
excited for our today's live?
Definitely. I
Mm-hmm.
was actually surprised to see how many students wanted that topic. You mean the majority one, right? So it was not even or other questions, prepositions, articles didn't stand a chance.
Yes, and I've just told them one thing that today we have a lot of activities, fun activities for them. So whosoever is going to be active, show his or her engagement in the session, will get a chance to get a free session with us, and there are going to be 5 lucky winners today. What do you have to say about this?
I think it's an exciting opportunity for them. And yeah,
Okay, so without further delay, it's better we jump directly on the topic. And as I've just told them, the topic for today is common grammatical errors. So, my first and foremost question to you is, Shruti, do you think English or English grammar is actually important to become a fluent English speaker? I've heard this from most of my learners. I want you to address that.
I've been asked this question also. So can we skip grammar and can we start straight away with speaking skills, or can we start with vocabulary? Is grammar really necessary? I know this question comes from a place of how complex grammar is, but fortunately or unfortunately, grammar is pretty essential. Imagine it's like the skeleton or the framework through which you're speaking. So without the framework, there are no rules to follow, or words will not have meanings, or we will not know which word to use in which sentence or context. So I think grammar is more like the railway track, and the train is our thoughts passing through. So if it has to reach the right destination, yes, we need grammar.
Okay, even Sachin says grammar is very important. Okay, so I have no debate on it. Definitely, it is important. And as she said, it's a framework. Whenever we speak with the basic sense of grammar. If you're not a grammar Nazi, it's okay. Still, you can manage to speak in English, isn't it?
Yes, of course. I
Okay.
think knowing the basics of grammar, not completely, not being perfectly right, even that is fine. If you're okay with the basics, you can still speak good English.
True that. Okay. So, dear learners, today I'm going to be a moderator. I'm just going to take the questions you have for Ms. Shruti. So, feel free to put all your doubts in the comment section. We'll take it up and she's going to address everything today. And we hope you're going to give us valuable insights. All right. So you just talked about grammar, and I remember personally sometimes learner comes in the session and they say that if I am not good at grammar, I don't think I'll be able to speak English fluently. I want to know from you, as you said, grammar is
Hmm.
important. Do we need to learn every concept of grammar and then try speaking, or we shall start speaking first before going to grammar rules?
The thing is, we all start with certain amount of grammar knowledge instinctually because we learn it in school, in college. Some level of knowledge is already in us. So I'd say you can start with speaking. Check which level you are at and how much grammar you're able to use naturally without much of thinking process going behind. And then you can start developing it. If you take when you're speaking our mother tongue too, nobody really teaches us the actual rules. So if you tell me I do not know my mother tongue's grammar rules, but I can speak the language fairly well. So we can start speaking first and then start learning the rules parallelly, simultaneously.
Okay, so rebound, resilient, Ruby says, which part of grammar is most important? Interesting one.
It's like saying which body part is important. It's like asking. I'd
True.
say
True.
we can start with parts of a speech, the parts of a sentence, noun,
Yes.
pronoun, adverb, adjective, preposition, sections. I'd say those are the framework, the first starting framework. Do you have a different opinion?
I always say one thing to my learners that, of course, grammar is important. That's why every now and then we explain you, we give them corrections that, hey, this is not correct. You have to say in this manner. So, grammar is important, but take it topic wise. If you think, okay, I have to watch a lot of YouTube videos and then learn some books and memorize all those grammatical rules, it's never going to help you. Here, when you focus on speech, whenever you want to be a fluent English speaker, your ideology is to learn communicative grammar, not the grammar as a subject,
Exactly.
right? So focus on not the grammatical rules. No one is going to ask you, okay, which helping verb is going to use here, or
Hmm.
which tense are you using. It's just your choice, your idea. If you want to speak, speak clearly and speak rightly. That's why grammar is important. I hope I could frame that well. Okay. So, whenever we talk about grammar, and as our topic for today suggests that common grammatical errors. Vishruti, you have been teaching for a really long time. It's been 3+ years now.
Hmm.
What kind of common mistakes your learners commit whenever you take sessions, and what are those annoying instances where people often get fumble or they often get confused what to do?
There are quite a few actually. So if I have to choose, maybe we can start with articles, the use of articles. There are two extremes. Either the student uses a lot of articles like the unnecessarily, the English, the books, the school, the college. In this instance, these are all right, but it's for every second word. Or they don't use articles at all. There are none in their speech.
Yes.
So because it's only three, an, and the. So it's, I think that's easy to learn. When should we use the article the? When should we use the article or an? Um, Another common mistake in articles is mm, not saying I saw one man yesterday, or I have one English teacher, I have one pen, or I have one course. Instead of saying they say one. So the item is, the noun is singular.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I know.
So yeah, so rather than saying that, then the number is specified. So that's one error I've seen
True.
many students make actually. You'll be surprised.
Yes, exactly. And sometimes whenever they are talking about great personalities, even then they say the Narendra Modi. And then I say we
Mm,
never use the in front of names. It's not the Shruti,
mm,
the EnglishYaari. We have to make sure that whenever you're saying names, the should not be there. But you beautifully said some people have this ideology of not using articles. So dear learners, if you're watching this in live session, or you're watching this as a video on our YouTube channel, always remember, uh, do focus on your articles as well, where I should use a, an, or the in frames. So here, there's an important question and interesting question. Ashu official says, "What are the basic grammar topics that we should complete for speaking?" What do you have to
uh,
say?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I stand by what I said. Parts of speech, all the eight parts of speech, that's the framework that you have to start with. If you're sure of what a verb is, what a adjective is, what a noun is, you can speak at an average rate, because to describe some things, you need adjectives. To talk about what you're doing, you need verbs. You need the right form of verbs. To talk about how fastly you're doing something or how quickly you're doing something, you need adverbs. So start with parts of speech. It will never be a mistake, because if you're sure about that, let's say 70% you know all your parts of speech concepts properly, you'll be able to speak fairly well.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Mm,
And to answer your question, Ashutosh, when it comes to English, as I just said, focus on communicative grammar. Communicative grammar means you start speaking first and then understand which part of grammar is going haywire. As when learner comes in the session, we explain them. If we say, oh, you need to work on grammar, now grammar is so vast. You cannot learn everything. So you have to understand the pattern of mistakes you commit, and that's when external help or the tutor helps you to understand that okay, this is the point of where you need to focus on. So find out the areas where you fall short, where you are not able to fine tune your speech, and then work on it. For some people, as Ms. Shruti said, it could be articles, using
mm,
articles everywhere or not using at all. Or for some others, it could be maybe subject verb agreement, part of speech, model verbs, phrases. They can be endless things because grammar is vast. So start speaking with someone who can guide you, start speaking with someone who can rectify you on spot, and find where I need to focus on. And this can vary from one person to other. I am sure Ms. Shruti has said this thing, right? Do you agree with it?
I agree with you. I think communicative grammar is more interesting than theoretical grammar. Studying it in theory, okay, this concept is this. I have to memorize this. So understanding why they're using a concept through communication, I think it stays in your memory for a longer period. It's like a light bulb going in your head. Okay, I can use
True
this in
that.
this situation.
True. And that's how I learned, believe me or not. So I'll tell you a short story. I was in grade 4, and that's when I was first enrolled in a spoken English class where they used to teach English, how you can be a fluent speaker.
Mm.
It was my first day, and teachers started teaching tenses. Now, to a person who is just in grade 4, tenses didn't make sense to me, and I was frowned. I was like, what to do? Is this English? I want to speak in English, but if this is the way of speaking in English, sorry, I cannot. So that's when I learned maybe I was barking up the wrong tree. I always say this to my learners as well, that if you want to improve your spoken English, start speaking. Don't tell I need to learn grammar, I need to learn vocabulary only, then I'll speak. These are the byproducts.
Hmm.
Am I right?
Definitely. There's one more thing, Shruti. Here, students, we say start speaking, but they're very hesitant to make mistakes. I don't know grammar, so I'll not speak. I learn grammar and then I'll start speaking. I don't want to make mistakes. So, that I feel is not possible or it's not the right way. You'll be wasting a lot of your time and effort before you actually start speaking. So, making mistakes, I feel, is a
True.
part and parcel of learning. It should happen.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And feel free to commit mistakes. As I said, if you'll not commit mistakes, how would your tutor rectify? How would you yourself understand what was my lacuna? Right? Okay, here we have an interesting question from Mr. Naval. He says, Ma'am, we don't use the with the country's names, but when it comes to America, we say the United States of America. Yes,
Uh,
I want you to answer it.
there is an interesting theory behind that. So, even I was curious. The theory is that because the United States, it has a lot of states and it's a big landmass, we say the United States and the United Kingdoms too. So, for the UK. So under UK, we have a lot of kingdoms, or there are a lot of partitions. But for China, for India, it's not the China, the India. It's one big landmass that is one country basically. It's not really
True.
well split. So we say India and China. And if you see, there are a lot of annoying exceptions in English to all rules. There are many exceptions, and you'll be scratching your head. Okay, I just learned this, but this is an exception.
True. That's why instead of getting deeper into grammar, you don't have to be a grammar tutor, you don't have to be an English trainer, you just have to manage speaking somehow. So focus on bits and pieces and you'll be good to go.
Yeah.
Okay. So here we have a question from Muskan. Muskan says, actually, I'm habitual of watching videos on 2x. Therefore, this live session seems to be a little slow. Okay. So no worries. You can watch it later. Right? Okay. So, see, sometimes it happens. I want to know from you. Learners have this habit of using do and does incorrectly. Either they follow it with the third form, or sometimes they miss out and using any form. So, how do you understand and how do you look up to it? What do you say to your learners when they commit this common mistakes?
Um, okay. So with does, we use it with she and he pronouns, right? She does something and he does something. So with I and
Yes.
you, it's do. I do this, you do this. So I'd say connect it with the pronouns rather than going too much deeper into the rules. Connect it with the pronouns. So for which pronoun, which verb form do you use? So he does something, she does something. I do something and you do something. So this is a simplified version, actually.
Yes. And what about did? I have heard people saying it, and this is now a different level mistake. I didn't knew it. Have you come across
Oh,
any learner?
yeah, actually. I didn't know it. I didn't know it. Um, it's a little bit difficult on that spot to explain why that's wrong, right? I didn't know or I didn't knew. So but the students are very convinced that they are right. It sounds right. So why am I wrong? Mm.
Yes.
So in this, didn't is used in the present form. I didn't, sorry, yeah, I didn't know it, basically.
Yes, true that. So whenever you are using a didn't, it is always followed by the first form. Never say I didn't knew that, I didn't know that, I didn't want that, I didn't wanted is wrong completely. So follow whenever you're saying did, use it with simple form. Okay, and now, Miss Shruti, here comes my interesting part of the session. Can you guess what?
I think we are going to do an activity.
Absolutely. So, activities are just fun ways to have an interaction with our learners and equally give them a chance to speak and interact with us. So, as I said earlier, in case anyone missed out, now we are going to ask you some questions, and whosoever will give the right answers or will be up there with the prompt response will get a chance to have a live session with us, definitely. So now, our first activity for today is going to be choose the correct. So we are going to give you two statements. One of them would be wrong, grammatically incorrect, and one would be right. So you have to choose which one is right and which one is wrong. So for this activity, I want Ms. Shruti first of all introduce the statement, introduce the two sentences, and let's see when they
Oh,
are going to able when if they are able to understand that okay, is it right or wrong. Let's see if they are good at guessing.
okay. So here it goes. I hope you are all open your ears. One of my friend is coming to the party versus one of my friends is coming to the party.
Okay, all of you just be attentive here. I want you to repeat once again so that it's clear, and
Once
even we'll
more,
pin it in the chat section.
one of my friend is coming to the party. One of my friends is coming to the party. So which should be the right one?
Okay, it's interesting. Let's see if they are able to make out. And I'm excited to check. It's all about understanding. Just understand or try to think of the statements again, and you will have your answer. Okay,
I
they are quite
I
ready
think
with
we
their
have a
answers. People
yeah.
say, Muskan says, one of my friends. Yeah, yeah. Would you like to acknowledge some?
Yes, Muskan, Ashu Official, mm, and I think
Yeah.
Ruchi Pandey have right answers.
Oh, wow.
Quite a few right answers
Yes,
actually.
even Geeta says.
Hmm.
Oh, Geeta says one of my friend is right. Okay. Naval says friends. Suman says friends. Okay. Yes. Learn English with Rakesh says friends. Raj says friend. Okay. Now there's a debate. Some of them are
Hmm.
saying friend and some of them are saying friends. Bhavna says
Yeah,
friends. Okay. We got your idea. Sachin says friend. All right.
Bhavana
There's so
says
many things. Now it's a
two.
time for
Yeah,
you to spill the beans.
the right
Yes, Miss
answer
Shruti.
is
Tell
one
me,
of my
what's the right
friends.
answer?
One of my friends is coming
Yes.
to the party.
Why we say one of the friends? Because you have so many friends. Out of all those friends, you're talking about one. One of my friends, one of my family members. Because you have so many family members, just you're talking about one. So whenever you're using one of as a concept, follow it up by plural. One of my friends, one of my family members, one of my team members, or anyone like that.
Actually, can make
Okay.
n number of
I'm quite
sentences with
impressed.
just one phrase.
That's true.
Hmm,
That's for sure. That's why we say English is all about practice, isn't it?
definitely.
Oh, we are getting great ideas. First of all, I must appreciate the learners who are writing full sentences, no shortcuts at all.
Mm, yes, that's so
So,
nice.
yeah, you shout out to Rohini, and I'm sorry if, in case I missed out some of it. But yes, you were giving full-fledged sentences among many friend. One is coming. Yeah, so Rakesh, it's going to be friends. Okay, we are clear with it. Hats off to all of you. You're quite prompt with your responses. I thought you'll think of, you'll take some time, but
Hmm.
you were just ready with your uh, typing board. Okay, are we ready for the next sentence? Do you want me to give you another sentence?
I think they'd say yes.
Okay, so I think it's time to level up as well, Shruti, because you gave something which was easy for them. I want to take it on another level. So,
Okay.
first sentence is neither books nor music brings me happiness. And second is, neither books nor music brings me happiness. Once again, neither books or music brings me happiness. Second, neither books nor music brings me happiness. Let's see. Do you think they'll be able to guess it?
I think they will be. The 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 ca- the race we saw just now, actually, they were racing for the answer. Like, I'll do it, I'll do it. I
Yes.
think we're going to see more answers.
Yes, we are going to see. And it's going to be tough for us to announce the five winners. So please have your
Mm,
eyes on the chat box today. Yes, okay. Meanwhile, they are writing. I have a question for you.
yeah.
Okay. We just said one of the friends. Sometimes people get confused in choosing singular and plural. I got a learner who
Yes,
said,
yes.
"Ma'am, yesterday I watched lot of newses." Now we know news is not news itself is
Mm,
plural. We cannot say news is. And
mm.
what about you? Have you come across any learner like that where they confuse, they feel where to use singular and where to use a plural form?
Quite a few, actually. Again, this is another common mistake, not using plural forms. Mm. There are quite a few students who say peoples. This is another
Oh.
word that has, it's already plural, like news. And like with one of my friend, not that is also a plural word, where they don't use the S form.
Yeah.
We think it's a very simple concept, but for new learners, it's difficult to use them while they actually speak the number, whether it's singular or plural. It seems like, okay, if it's one, you say singular. If it's more than one, it's plural. You add an S.
It's
That
plural.
that's
Yes.
the concept we are all taught in school. So that's where nuisance and peoples
Yes.
comes from.
Yes, if it's singular, it's simple. If plural, then use S or ES.
Yes.
Okay, meanwhile, we have so many answers.
Oh.
Kusum says, we always use not with neither. Okay. Muskan says, neither books nor music. Shelly says, neither books nor music. Naval says, B option is correct, which was B now. So you have to write the full statement, otherwise, we'll not consider. Okay. Some of them are saying A and some of them are saying
Mm,
B. Okay,
I
majority
think
of them
A
are
is
with B. But
I
would you
think
like to
A is
clarify? Would you like to
neither
explain
or.
that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, we have quite a few right answers. Muhammad Junaid, Ruby's answer is correct. Bhavna's answer is again correct. So the right pair, this is a
Yeah.
pair actually, neither nor. So the pair word is always neither versus nor, which means both of them are false, and we will not consider them. For example,
Yes.
with this sentence itself, neither music nor books brings me happiness. I don't like both of them, basically. So we use them in a negative
Okay.
context. So neither or
True
is
that.
incorrect because it's not the pair. It's a conjunction, basically, if I'm going into the grammar side of things.
Absolutely. And I hope this answers your question, Sachin, because Sachin says neither books or music. As we just discussed, it's pair, neither
Hmm.
nor either or. So these go together. If you're using neither, it has to be followed by nor. If you're using either, it has to be followed by or. I hope this answers. Okay. And we are getting pretty good answers. Now comes the third statement. And I want you to give us the third statement.
I hope everybody is ready. This is a little bit more trickier, I hope. Uh, so
Yes.
we are starting off. Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. Again,
Okay.
should I
Go-
repeat it?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Everybody has their own opinion. Everybody have their own opinion.
I just told you to level up. You took it on another zone. Nice.
We'll have to take a bet on this, Shruti. Let's see if it's another level up or not.
Let's see. Yes, who knows? Maybe they
Hmm.
are fully prepared for the live. They know the right
Yeah.
answer. Okay. And yes, we have also pinned it on the chat box, so you can
Hmm.
definitely see everybody has their own opinion and everybody has their own opinion. So choose it. And this time I have a request. You don't have to write option A or option B, write full sentence.
Yeah,
Am I right?
that'll make it easier for us to say whether you're right or not.
Yes. Muskan says everybody has. Okay. Karamjeet says everybody has. Everybody has. Okay. Geeta. Oh, Geeta is saying has. Naval says has. Sachin
Hmm.
has. Okay. Rohit, Maya. Yes, you are saying has. Nobody
Wow.
liked have. Okay.
Yeah.
Learn English with Rakesh says everybody has. Mm-hmm. Okay. Good
I
job.
told you, right? I won the bet.
Yes. Okay. When Blissful Bhavna says everybody has. Yes, Bhavna, you're right. And yes, all of you who said everybody has is saying it actually right. Would you like to explain why, Shruti?
Yes, actually, this is a bit of an exception. With words like everybody, we're talking about everybody basically, there is nobody left out. So, with words like everybody, we use has. But when it's singular, in the sense I have, you have, when you're talking about one people, we use have. That's the difference. With she and he pronouns, she has, he has, and everybody has. If you're talking about your team or a group, the group has, the team has, because you're talking about that people in that particular group. So we use has there. This is the exception, the annoying exception I was talking about.
Yes. One simple thing, just remember whenever there is buddy or see everybody, so it is followed by has. Then everyone, ONE, is also followed by has. So whenever
Yeah.
there is anybody or anyone, you follow it with has, and it would be easy for you. Everybody has opinions. Okay, Mohammed. Yes, you're right. Rohit, Miss Chaudhry's English with Sapna, 5 vocabulary words every day. Okay. Suman, yes, you all are saying it right. Everybody has because we are talking about everyone. Yes, Suman, you're right. You're saying it all correct. I wasn't expecting that you would be so good with English. You're so good with grammar. Okay.
I
So
think
Bhavna
Shruti,
says I
Ruchi,
use. Mhm.
yeah, I'm
Yes, go
sorry.
ahead. Go ahead. No, it's okay. Please.
Now, Ruchi had an interesting question. I wanted to address that.
Okay. What was the question? I
I
forgot.
know advanced structure as well as words, but when it comes to speaking, I don't use this. What should I do?
Oh,
Yeah, this is
okay.
another, I won't say it's quite common, but some people, I think they have this issue. They know good English, knowledge is all there, but when it comes to speaking, they feel that their speaking skills are too simplified or it's not there basically. I think it comes from a lack of real life practice. See, different people have different backgrounds. We don't usually get a chance to use English always. Imagine you or me, we don't use English for 10 months, and we are in a place where we don't get to use English for 10 months. Obviously, our skills would go a little bit rusty. We would need some time to get back on track, even though we are so well used to English. I'd say the using it practically in your daily life, allowing yourself to think a lot and forcing yourself in situations where English is absolutely required would help you, Ruchi. Because your knowledge is there, there is nothing left to teach you. It's that we need the knowledge to be extracted and to be put into use. I hope that
Yes,
answers your
exactly.
question.
And as Ruchi said that she knows this. See, sometimes Ruchi, we don't have the right partner to practice or right environment. Unless and until you practice or you incorporate these things in your sessions, you will never be able to improve. See, people, whenever they take session with us, they come and say, Ma'am, I know these grammatical rules, but still I commit mistakes because of lack of practice. So it's high time for you to seek for expert guidance. We are there to help you always in our live session, in our one-on-one personalized live session at English Yaari. So feel free to reach out and we are going to definitely help you. Okay. Now, Now, see, people are quite excited for our next thing as well. Hmm. Now, I want to ask you one thing and then we'll quickly move towards our next activity because today we have two activities back to back for you. And as you're showing so much love, first of all, take a pause, hit the like button on the live, and only then we'll introduce the activity. Otherwise, I'll not. Simple as that. You have to fuel us with motivation. All the times, the tutors at EnglishYaari are there to tell you, hey, it's just there. Speech is in within you, the confidence is within you. All you have to do is chisel off the abundance and bring out the best, isn't it?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Yes. There was a question in the middle, and maybe I forgot. Hmm. Ma'am, Maya says, ma'am, when I speak to different people, that time I feel that I speak wrong. Means we were just talking about confidence. Would you like to address this, Ms. Shruti?
Uh, can you repeat that question? Is that the complete question?
Yeah. Yeah. She said that whenever I speak to different people, I feel that I'm speaking wrong.
Yeah, then definitely it's a matter of your own confidence. Uh, this is what we were talking about before. So I feel that I'm speaking wrong, so I don't want to speak. Or students instinctually they speak very little. If you have noticed in sessions, you will have one sentence answers or yes or no answers within your conversations. I think all of this comes from a fact that you are not confident or you are afraid of judgment basically from the other person. You will be I'm not sure of other people, but our tutors at English Yaari, we don't judge at all, so it's a
Yes.
judgment free zone. So like I said, be don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's your feeling basically that you're wrong, so the more you think in that way, the more mistakes you might make. So you're putting yourself in a pressurized situation, a stressful situation. Your brain can't cope up with that.
True.
So just let your worries go. Say that it's okay if I make mistakes. I'm learning. Have that mantra.
Yes. Yes. Speak, speak, and repeat. That's the mantra of fluency. Right? So,
Yeah.
and to add on what Ms. Shruti says, Maya, sometimes you need a space to practice, of course. And you also have to have the self confidence and believe, hey, I've worked enough on my skills. Now it's the time to present. Why do we worried? See, why do we get underconfident? Why do we feel nervous? Why do we get cold feet? Because let's suppose tomorrow I say you have to appear in exam. I don't tell you about the paper. I don't tell you about the subject, and I say tomorrow you have to appear. Of course, you're going to be nervous because you're not aware of anything. But if at least a week before I tell you that on that day you'll be having your exam, this is something which you have to cover for your syllabus and you'll be able to ace it. Now it's easier. Your brain is prepared. So, same way, while having a conversation, prepare your brain that, okay, I'll be able to speak. Same question was asked by Blissful Bhavna. She said, how can I add vocabulary to my speech? You have to add vocabulary, not just by learning the words, by implementing the words in conversations. So, come join us with the session and you'll be able to ace it slowly, steadily. Okay, now without further delay, it's time for us to introduce the next activity. So this activity is somewhat different and always as tutors, I hope Ms. Shruti would agree, we spot errors that, hey, this is your error, you need to rectify this or that. Today, we want learners to be the tutors for themselves. Now, we would give you some common errors committed by maybe some of you, and you have to tell us the right way. So the name of the activity is Spot the Error.
And tell us what is the right sentence structure, or how would you change it to make it sound better, basically.
Yes. Okay. So now Ms. Shruti has added another flair. She says you don't have to just tell what is the error, you also have to give us the better way of saying the same thing. All right. So now
Yes.
that you've added this new thing, I want you to tell them the first sentence.
The first sentence is, what's your good name?
Okay. Got it.
So
So
what's your good name?
I've heard people saying endlessly, what's your good name? Can you tell me your good name?
Countlessly, countless number of times.
Yes. So if you do the same, think about, you have to spot the error. What is the error and what can be the better way of saying so? Meanwhile, Ms. Shruti, more than 50 plus learners are
Hmm.
with us today, and I think they're going to enjoy this,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So that's why I added that flair, because they're so receptive, so interactive. I want to see what they come up with.
True. Okay, Raj Kumar says, what is your name? Raj, why not good name? Bhavna says, what is your good name? Okay, this was the question, Bhavna. We want you to answer. What is your name? Sherry says, what's your name? What is your name? What is your good name? Naval, this is the question. What is the error? You have to spot the error. This is a common mistake. Okay, what is your
Hmm.
name? Sachin says, what's your name? Good one, Sachin. But I would be more than happy if you could tell why good name is not right. Why we don't say, what's your good name? Naval says, may I know your good name? Okay. What is your good name? Sagar says, now it's time for you to address it. What was this error in the statement and why it is an error?
Um, I think this is an error of Indian origin, basically. A name can't really be good or be categorized as good or bad. So that adjective there in front of name is unnecessary, basically, to say. It doesn't sound coherent, or it doesn't sound conversational too. So we can say, what is your
Wow.
name? But it can be informal depending on who you're
Yeah.
speaking with. So I was hoping for if someone would say, may I know your name?
Yes. They I think were busy in writing the right word. They
Yes.
forgot that they have to change as well. But I should give a shout out to Ashu official. He says that no name is good or bad. All names are good basically. Absolutely. We never
Exactly.
say what's your good name. Right. Hmm.
I think it's also
Bhavna says,
redundant, maybe redundant or unnecessary. That's a better word.
oh, see, Bhavna got it. She says, what's your good name? The error lies in the redundant use of good before the name. So it's completely
Wow.
simple to ask, what's your name? I think you were waiting for this answer, is it?
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. Perfect. They got it. They
They
got the
got
drill.
it.
And yes, you said what can be the better ways. Yes, how to ask people their name basically. Let's suppose I want to ask you, told not to you say good name. What can be said? How can we ask their names?
That depends on the level of formality. So, if the person is younger than you, if it's a child, or if you are in a level of authority, maybe above them, you can say, what is your name? But that's still a little informal. If you want to be polite, and if you don't want to offend the other person, may I know your name, or will you tell me your name? It's much better way of asking it.
Yes, that's true. And here, Chandan says, can we say, maybe he was trying to write, can we say such a beautiful name? Okay, he's asking if we could compliment such a good name. Is it right?
Definitely, actually. If it's a compliment, yeah. You have a unique name, you have a beautiful name, as a compliment, basically, with an exclamatory mark.
True, yes. May I know your name if you are in a polite setup, or would you mind telling me your name? How may I address you? There's so many other ways of saying this up. So, dear learners, I'm happy you were able to spot the error. But as Ms. Shruti said, we also want you to think of, okay, this was the error. Now, what can be the solution? Be solution oriented, as
Mm,
we say in the sessions as well. You got to know this is your problem. Now, there are two choices, either you work on your problem or you cry over it. Now, crying won't give you any solution. It's better you seek for the betterment. And that's why we say if you're facing issues, feel free to join us, and that's how you can ace your fluency. Now, shall we introduce the next sentence to them? Do you think
yes,
they're ready?
they're definitely ready, more than ready.
Yes, I am enjoying their excitement and the way they are prompt with their response. So now the sentence is, she don't like pineapples on her pizza. Once again, She don't like pineapple on her pizza. You have to spot the error, and also you can tell us the better way of saying so. Let's see. Rebound Resilient Ruby says the session is very fruitful for all the learners. Oh, we are happy to do that. We are happy if we could add value to them. Bhavna says, can you highlight common grammar challenges faced by non-native English speakers and provide tips for improvement? Okay, so meanwhile they are answering the question we have asked, I want you to answer this. What kind of problems usually people commit? We just discussed sometimes they don't use articles, sometimes they miss out on the subject-verb agreement. What else? Do you think preposition is a problem?
Oh, definitely. Prepositions. I've always tell all of my students, please start with prepositions because they're so confusing, right? We have prepositions of time, we have prepositions of place, we have direction also, and quite a few overlap in, on, at. Quite a few overlap in all these concepts. So for new learners, especially like she said, non-native learners, digesting so many concepts and using them instantaneously in a session or when speaking is difficult. So we can't really blame learners. It's not their fault. It is
Yeah.
difficult. Um, if you take in, for example, we can use it for places. I am in a particular place. I'm in Chennai, I'm in Mumbai, I'm in Delhi. But we can also talk about time in the summer, in the winter, in autumn. We use it for seasons. Yeah.
Yes.
So the
Okay.
usage is quite a few actually. You can actually list them out.
Yes, but we should not tell our learners to wait because they are right up with their answers. If you could see the way chats are scrolling, it's difficult for me to focus on who is saying the right one. Blissful
Actually,
Bhavna says the
Shruti,
error is in the sentence. Go ahead, go
you
ahead.
know, we discussed this just now. Actually, I think we gave them a clue.
Oh, yeah.
Remember?
That's why I was trying to cope up. I was like, okay, let's rush. We don't want to give them a spoiler. Bhavna, you're right. Sachin says she don't like, she doesn't like. Correct sentence is she doesn't like. Okay. It is very common mistake by beginners. Yes, Rahul, you're right. That's why we are here with it. She dislike pizza. Okay, she doesn't like. Kusum says because in present indefinite tense we use does with singular subject. Oh my god, were you expecting this response?
Such a detailed answer, all grammatical in nature.
Yes, absolutely. They are literally grammar Nazi. Figure it out says she doesn't like pineapple on her pizza. Muskan, yes, you're right. English make easy with SSK. They have amazing names, by the way. Sometimes while giving shout out, I'm like, okay, am I saying that right? You all are actually right. So I'm surprised no one committed mistake in this one. Did
Hmm.
I give it easily to them? Okay, my
I
bad.
think it was because we discussed did and does not earlier.
Earlier, yes. You're right. Now that you've answered that we never say she do not like, we have to use doesn't. Tell me what can be other ways of saying the same statement. That is going to add value. That is
Hmm.
going to be a little tricky for you when you have to brainstorm what can be said. Geeta says she disliked pineapple on her pizza.
That's actually
What do
quite
you
good.
have to say?
Dislikes. Dislikes is another way of saying I don't like it. Basically, a synonymous word. For people who are looking to upskill their English, speak in an elevated manner, synonyms are the right way to go. Think about how differently you can say it. So, like, dislike, hate. Oh, I'm giving out answers. I shouldn't.
Uh, yes, you were giving them
So,
answers.
so
Rohini
yeah,
said it rightly because she is singular, so we never use do with she. Hmm, you got it. We are happy that whatsoever we just discussed earlier, they are able to implement and use in their daily life. So it was more of a test. Yes, now you can give the answer. So one is she dislike or she doesn't enjoy.
Mm.
When you are not a big, you can also say she's not a big fan of pineapples on her
Yeah.
pizza when she's not enjoying that much. You can say, I'm not a big fan of eating at fancy restaurants. So maybe I don't like it, I dislike it, right? Or she has different choices. Okay. Another way to express it, she doesn't like pineapple on her pizza, could be pineapples on her pizza is not of her liking. Okay,
Wow.
Bhavna said it rightly.
Wow. That's perfect.
Yes, that's perfect. Pineapple on a pizza is not to her liking. Yes, you're right. She hates pineapple on a pizza. Yes, Shailesh, you're right. Muskan says she has an aversion of pineapple on her pizza. That is a little different. It would go in different dimension, but yes,
Mm.
somehow or the other, you were able to touch the point.
Yeah.
Okay. She skips the pineapple when ordering pizza. Chandan,
Again,
what
this
do
is
you
a
have to say
different
on this
context.
response?
This is a
Yes.
different context.
Here you are telling about the choices. We are explaining that she doesn't like it. You're saying she skips. Skipping is altogether a different zone. Okay. Now it's your turn, Miss Shruti. You have to level up. Come on. You have to get up and give something which is really tricky and they find it difficult.
I hope this is difficult. Okay, here it goes. Despite his talents, John struggles with grammar. Despite his talents, John struggles with grammar.
Let's see. We'll also pin it in the chat section so that you can check it. Despite his challenge, John struggled with, what was the sentence?
Despite his talents, John struggles with grammar.
Okay, John struggled with grammar. Let's see if you can get it. Naval says, can you write, ma'am? It's just up there, Naval. We have pinned it up and you'll be able to see it. Meanwhile, I want to ask you right now if you could see some people were using great vocabulary words but in wrong context. So, how important is it for people to understand at what point of time I should use right words?
So we had aversion and we had skips. So words like she skips pizza, she skips pineapple when ordering pizza just says that she's making a choice. We do not know whether she likes it or not. So the background of what you're trying to say is very much important. So what do you want the listener to know? So for that, you have to choose the right words. If we take joy or being happy, for example, they all mean the basic feeling of being happy, but they have different levels and we use them in different situations. You may be happy if you make a good dish or if you're successful at something. But let's say you clear the UPSC exam. Will you just be happy? You will be
I would be
overjoyed.
overjoyed.
Yeah, exactly. So it depends on the level of feeling or the level of emotion you're trying to convey with different vocabulary. What do you want the
Degrees of
listener to know?
expression.
Yep.
True. Okay, and now they're ready. Okay, Bhavna says, despite his talent, John struggles in grammar. Okay, Rohini says she doesn't prefer pineapple on her pizza. Okay, she's saying the first one up. Kusum says, despite his talents, John struggles in grammar. Geeta is saying the same.
Mm.
Sachin says struggles. Okay, struggles in grammar. Now, all right, most of them, majority of the answers you're giving is actually right. Despite having his talent, John struggles with grammar. But Miss Shruti is going to shed some light and explain you what is wrong and what is right. Please go ahead.
So, in this sentence, despite his talents, John struggle with grammar. I think we wrote struggle in the chat box. Yes.
Yes.
So that is why, correct. So this is the present tense. So in the present tense, with the verb struggle, we use the S form also. So continuously in the present, even though he's talented, John is struggling with grammar. So that's why we use struggles in this sentence.
Yes. And honesty, while giving the statement, Miss Shruti said it rightly. So I was just
Yeah.
worried. What if they understand that what's wrong in this
So
statement?
actually, we, you know what happened, right? So we thought of a different way of framing this sentence, but still, this is
Yes.
good.
Yes, they could get it.
Mm.
Okay. Yes. Despite his talent, John struggles. Rebound. Yes, you're saying it right. Bhavna says that the error in the sentence is use of has talents, which does not grammatically match with John struggles. So, correct one would be despite his talents, John struggles with grammar. You're on spot. Faisal says, my question, what is the difference between English skills and English language? Teachers often say that English is a skill and it should be learned as a skill. Okay, this one
Oh.
is really good. Would you like to address it? Would you like to
It's like
explain it to
it's
Faisal?
more like a debate or an opinion, right? So, hmm. Different teachers have different opinions. Yes, English learning, English speaking English is definitely a skill, but there are people who learn it like a language. So, as a teacher, I'm more interested in the language aspect of it, how it came to be, or what are the rules, or how I can make it easier for my students. But when you have a need for it, so to speak in an interview, to gain promotions at your workplace, then it becomes a skill, basically. So then it's a tool that you need to advance in life. You don't really need to know where English came from or what are the rules. You just need to use it like a tool very well and move on, basically. So I think it serves
True
both
that.
purposes. Depends on what you need. For me, it's a language. For all of you, it's a skill, I'd say.
See, be passionate. Language, speaking a language and speaking it accurately is completely different. So we always say don't have this mindset that I have to learn English like a subject. Learn it as a language or as a skill, whatsoever you want to say in your terms. Master it. But with Shruti, it's been 1 hour that we are live, and it's time for
Oh,
us to definitely
I
wrap
didn't
the
realize
session.
it.
But true, because of these amazing learners, we felt that okay, let's keep on giving them questions one after the other as they were super excited for it. And it's the right time to explain and to absolutely tell them that the winners of the session. So, as discussed earlier, we told our learners that whosoever will be active today in the session, top 5 winners would get a chance to have free session with their favorite tutor at EnglishYaari. You just have to name the tutor, and the tutor would be just for you for that one session to understand their common grammatical mistakes, isn't it?
Definitely.
Okay, so first of all, Vishruti, I want you to name one person who you think was really active and was great with answers.
Hmm. I'd go with Blissful Bhavana.
Okay, Blissful Bhavna is the first one. Got it. Now it's going to be difficult for me to choose the next one. Hmm. I think we would give to Sandeep Kumar as well because some of the times he was trying to say it. It's okay if you're saying it wrong. It's okay if you're, but at least you are trying. You're trying to think of what can be the right one. So I'm happy for that. So yes, blissful bhavna from your end, and then I feel we can give it to Chandan as well. Now one more from your end.
Hmm. I was thinking about Muskan. She was very interactive during her session, answered quite a few questions. I think almost all of them.
Yes. Okay, so the first one is Bhavna, second is Chandan, third is Muskan, fourth and fifth are going to be secret. Fourth one is going to be rebound resilient with Ruby because Ruby, you asked great question. I was super impressed to check that out. And the next one would be one person. The moment he gave the answer, I was literally happy, and he was none other than Ashu official, if I'm saying it right. So now we have our winners.
Yeah.
Okay, so people are really excited. See, OMG, I can't believe. Yes, Chandan, you earned it. So far, if I could just list it, even in the
Congratulations,
chat box, you'll
guys.
be able to see. True. Yes. And you can book the session with the tutor of your choice. Naval says, मैं कब जीतूंगा? Oh, so sweet. Naval, every time we come live, we come with the intent that we are going to provide some value to you. And see, you're a winner because you tried answering the questions which were asked. So pat yourself that, yes, I did great. Maybe next time you will be the one who could make out to the winners list. This time we could just pick up some of the things. So, congratulations, heartiest congratulations to all of you who were able to get a free session with us. Soon we'll share the list of winners on our community. So, to all those who have not followed English Yaari channel, just do simply one thing: go on YouTube directly, hit on the subscribe button, and whenever there would be any update, whenever there would be any giveaway, you would be notified instantly, and you'll get a chance to have a session. So don't lose hopes. Even next time, there's always a next chance, isn't it, Miss Shruti?
Definitely, we'll have more sessions.
True. And I would like to extend heartful gratitude towards you as well. You were really kind. You gave us some time to address the questions, and we really enjoyed the insights and the things you have given us. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you guys for being very interactive.
True. They made our day.
Yes.
Right. Okay, so with this hope that next time we'll meet, and we'll meet on the topic that you will be giving us. So feel free to put it down in the comment section what should be the next topic for our live. We'll come and enjoy. Till then, we wish you a happy and safe night. Bye bye.
Bye
Good night,
bye.
everybody.
Good night.